call it that.
Well, I know that I always tell everybody wear loose clothing. When you go to the pool with them, nothing tight.
Well, that's a problem with somebody my size. There's no such thing.
Well, you just keep buying bigger.
That either. Thank goodness that either.
People might pay money to see that.
No, you'd pay money to make me stop. That's what you'd pay money for.
I don't know what you're wearing. As long as you're grafting queens, we're gonna come.
Well, if you ever come here and I'm out here in yoga pants, go ahead and call the people.
I'm staying the whole 3 days.
Go ahead and call the people with nets.
Now with those gloves, can you grab hold of queens?
No, you can grab hold of a queen, but she ain't gonna survive.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I've seen guys that could catch queens that had latex gloves on. I can't even do that. I'm scared I'm gonna mash them the whole time.
Yeah.
And you can't work bees scared. That's just regardless of what you're scared of. If you're scared of getting stung, you're going to be rushing through things, and it's going to make you more likely to get stung. If you're scared of killing the queen, you're going to be too anxious about everything, and you got to work bees with a confidence. And whether it's deserved or not, it doesn't matter. Just be confident that I'm about to work through this hive, and there's nothing you can do about it.
But they might.
Oh, they try.
Bees want that again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can hear them.
People stand around your house. Oh, Lord. Yeah.
I'll be curious if she's in the same place.
I bet she is. The reason I bet she is because there's bees up here at this top, up there. If the queen wasn't in there, see they're treating that like home. They're looking out of it like, hey, don't be messing with our door here. Oh, sorry about that.
You're fine.
We something in his eye before we did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this colony's queenless, right, Kent?
I hope so.
Hope so. There could be more than one queen, right? But
Here's one thing I like about this suit, Larry.
Yeah.
Is it?
You let him in?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, give them a chance, Roy.
As long as you zip it, you'll like it. Yeah.
and you're looking for a frame that you're going to graft from, correct?
Yeah, I am. And this is going to be our cell builder.
Cell
here.
builder. Okay. So you're going to jam that with bees, right?
Yeah, close it up. There's not really anything in there. No. When I pick up the frame that has the bees on it that I'm going to graft from, I'm going to put it in this other box here because we're going to take it to the barn. And I will brush the bees off of that in here instead of shaking them. When you shake a frame that you're going to graft from, that dislodges a lot of the larvae. And
Right.
it's just not as easy to graft. It's hard to graft a larva when it's laying up on the side of the cell, you know, and that's what you'll run into.
Does it matter if there are other frames in here?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're looking for 1 to 2 day old larvae?
Yeah, yeah. See, there's no larva on this one, so. How many of you guys use a yellow bee brush?
I use a turkey feather.
Seems to make them mad.
If
That's
you use
very
grass,
observant, Roy.
Or a horsehair drafting brush.
Yeah, yeah. Anything natural,
Yeah.
anything organic works better. Now, this is the kind of frame that I want in a cell builder, because this is going to give it. You're looking at roughly 2,000 bees right there within 11 days. In 11 days, all of that will be emerged and will be adult bees. Well, that's 2/3 of the 3-pound package.
And more importantly, they'll be nurse bees, right?
More importantly, they'll be nurse bees. See, there's a little bit on that. There's some larvae on this, which would hold bees in there. Well, let's put this whole frame in that one. In the
Builder.
yeah, in the builder. I like to graft from the same hive that I'm making cell builder from, and it's what I was talking about earlier when we were out here. How bees recognize things that we don't see possible. They can recognize at the egg stage whether that egg is going to be a full sister, half sister, or no relation. Bees have a tendency to prefer to raise a queen from a full related sister, or at least from a half sister.
Now you're not putting any eggs in that cell builder, are you? You can keep from it.
Probably not. I might put some in there, but the thing with the eggs is that the eggs will be on a horizontal axis where the graft is going to be on a vertical axis, so the bees will be more apt to take the graft.
But they still could.
They still could.
Yeah,
they still could choose their own product.
How long have you got, Kent, between when you put that in your cell builder, if it's got eggs, and you get your larvae in there, your graft?
Well, you want to go ahead and put everything in there, because if they start making a queen from your graft,
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
they're probably not going to want to make one from those eggs. But if you wait a few days, then they could choose either one and have an equal.
You want this, Kent?
Yeah, that'll do.
As long as you get it done today.
Yeah. Open that up. Yeah. I had a lady come to the farm a few years ago, and just an ordinary person. I didn't think that she would have anything to offer as far as a tip that I would ever use, but this is what it was. And I've never got bees off of a frame any other way than either shaking or this since then. So don't discount what.
You don't have to use the brush.
No. Those bees would not have been nearly that nice right now if I'd used that yellow brush. They would have all been in the air looking for something to kill.
You're made like a feather. I don't know. A few of us here.
That's when you're going to graft off of.
Well, I may not. I couldn't tell if there was any good larvae in there or not, but chances are there were. There were some eggs, so there should be some young larvae. There was one exceptional frame in here. I'm not really sure which one it was.
I thought that was that one that you already put in.
It could have been, but I was thinking that it was somewhere over. Actually, I was thinking it was the third frame in, which would have actually been that one. Here, let's put this one in there.
In here?
Yeah.
Lots of pollen on this side.
Lots of pollen. This is a frame that is proof that they're becoming pollen bound.
You've got pollen in the middle of the brood nest there.
Yeah.
They're backfilling with pollen from
Yeah,
the
that's
emerging
right.
bees. Okay.
That's right. See this cell right here?
Yep.
That had emerged, and
And now it
they've
has
already
pollen in it.
backfilled with pollen. That one too.
Yep.
These.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would take this one, brush the bees on, or get the bees,
I'm
shake
gonna.
the bees,
Yeah.
and then
I
put
would
the
have
bee
shook.
frame in
I
there.
would have shook those off in there. Okay, let's put this one in there. There's lots of food on that one. Even though I'm going to feed them, I still like them to have stuff in them. No, that last one's going to be for the graft frame. Yeah, I'm going to shake some more off in there.
So you're setting this up for approximately what, 45 cells?
No, they'll make the first graft. They should make somewhere around somewhere around 40, 35 or 40 cells. Using those single bars, they'll make 35 or 40 cells. The next graft, they'll probably make similar amount. I never get the.
Right.
I'm not the guy that on Facebook with a frame that has every single one drawn out.
But if you're going a smaller scale on that, like say 10 or 12, would you put the same amount of bees in there in your cell builder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You still use the same amount of bees because it takes a certain number of bees just to care for the brood nest,
Right.
and the rest of them go for foraging. So if one of the keys to doing it this way is that you're catching the foragers coming back in here, and if you're reducing the number of foragers that might be coming back in there, you're going to be lessening the number of cells that you get.
So you still want to maximize as best
Yeah,
you can.
still do. Yeah.
Now, Kent, if we weren't all around here, would you have just shaken those in?
No, because there's larvae on this.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna graft.
Well, I'm
from that.
not doing
Okay.
this for your sake. I don't care.
I
if
thought you were only going to be grafting from one frame, not two. Okay.
Well, I'm never sure that I'm going to have everything that I need on one frame.
Okay.
I always go overboard.
So now these you're going to shake in there.
Well, it depends on what's on this frame.
Okay.
These I will shake in there. And when you're shaking bees, don't shake hard like that. Kind of wiggle the frame. And if you can, put it down in between the frames and shake it side to side. And it's less stressful on the bees, which makes it less stressful on you.
Did you splash any nectar there?
Not too much.
Okay.
I don't like to dump nectar on them. That causes bad things to happen.
Why's that?
It clogs their sphericals and makes them where they can't breathe. It's kind of like an artificial tracheal mite infestation. These I'm going to brush. There's no larvae on this, but there is a lot of nectar. I don't want to take a chance on it. All right.
What does that nectar look like?
See all that nectar? That wet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, liquid looking stuff. That's nectar. You can tell if it's cured That's not cured. See that's wet.
That's splashing. Yeah.
That would, and that's what would have happened if I had just shook those off into there. Would have got all that nectar on them.
In the brown closed off areas, what if they completely close that off? What does that do?
What's that?
Yeah, this
That's
here,
honey there. That's
honey?
cured honey.
Well, I noticed some that has the dark closed
Right.
off areas, and you call that something
Brood.
brood. But if
pupa.
they completely brew that, what does it do?
Well, this is going to be honey eventually. It will all look like
It'll all
this.
look like that?
Yeah. The capped brood, these would have to be opened and cleaned up, and then the queen lay eggs in them before they could make capped brood out of it.
Okay. And what is the difference in feeding them this versus feeding them sugar water?
Feeding them the Noroa.
Yeah.
This has an RNA interference agent in it, which only affects varroa mites. And what it does, it turns off the reproductive system of varroa mites.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of
It's
like
a
an antibiotic for them.
well, not really an antibiotic, but it's a genetic modifier for varroa mites. Only works on varroa, and you never use this when you have honey superzone. And it's not because it would get in the honey, it's because you want the bees to consume it. You don't want them to store it. They need to consume it. It gets in the system of the bees, and it goes through the hypopharyngeal gland of the bees into royal jelly. And the royal jelly that's placed around the larva, when the varroa goes underneath that larva to hide before the cell's capped, it comes in contact with the royal jelly, and that RNA interference agent goes through the cuticle of the varroa. It seeps through, leaches through the cuticle of the varroa, and that's how that gets into the system of the varroa mite.
What's that called again?
Noroa, Norroa, and Vandascana is the name of the company that produces the chemical that goes in that. And the chemical has a name like that. Or it's not really a chemical, it's an RNA interference agent. And
that's a pretty exciting technology, Kent, because
It's
there's
very, yeah.
so many things that an RNA could target. Now, they identified the one that stops Varroa reproduction, but in theory, there could be a better RNA target that actually kills the mites, correct?
This is technology that Monsanto bought from Israel about 20 years ago. But they put it on the shelf because Monsanto produced chemicals that were part of the precursors that went into Varroa pesticides, you know. So they didn't do anything with it, but they kept that research. And the appearance was that, true or not, the appearance was that they were buying it to keep it off the market.
That makes sense.
Monsanto, no.
Monsanto would never do that.
So do you
Well, you wouldn't think, but
put one of these in every hive?
yes, in 12, I had 12 packs and I put it in 12 hives.
Isn't it too expensive for a cheap beekeeper?
For a cheap beekeeper, it is, but cheap beekeepers also negotiate price.
What's going to get back to
Yeah, what are you
that
going to do
original?
this?
Yeah.
I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to add these frames that have comb on them to that one. Swap them for frames that don't have comb in that one. So that will probably just be a single. If it's not a single, then I'll add this entire box to that one and fill it in with frames. And this is going to go right back here.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that made once I developed the skill set to actually graft, make cell builders, and everything work good with that, that made the biggest difference in quality and quantity of queen cells when I started packing the nuke box and putting it where it would catch the foragers. Because however much feed you're putting on the hive, if they've got foragers bringing feed in, that makes them feel extra rich, which makes them want to make queen cells.
So will you always feed when you do grafting?
I always feed when I graft.
Okay.
Yeah.
1-to-1?
A little bit lighter
Yeah.
than 1-to-1. Now those syrup totes that I have, the one on the actual wooden stand, it's already been pre-mixed. It's already about 0.7 to 1. The other one has to be mixed. It's not pre-mixed.
You're going to feed the cell builder,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and they'll take it even in a flow.
yeah. Oh yeah, they will. Because
why do
because the majority of the bees in the cell builder are not foragers.
Oh, right.
They're nurse
bee.
bees.
Even if you leave it in the same spot?
Even if I leave it in the same spot, and even though they got all these foragers bringing food in, they'll still suck that feed down just like they're starving.
Interesting.
And why do you mix it light like that?
Simulates
That is a closer match to true nectar, real nectar. Almost any sugar substance that you give bees has a lot more sugar than true nectar does. It takes an exceptional nectar to be more than 35 or 40% sugar.
When are you going to put the frames that are packed with bees back into this colony?
Well, they'll never go.
They're not going back in there.
Into the
Okay, so
colony.
you're going to put your grafts in that.
The graft
Jester,
will go in
easy
here.
Okay.
The graft will go in there, and when that begins to make poor cells, then I will break it down into mating nukes, 2 mating nukes,
Okay.
and I'll make a new cell builder. There's another way you can do that. You can just remove empty frames and replace them with frames of capped brood from another hive. That works too. It's either or. It's just whichever you'd rather do. It's similar to the queen right versus queenless cell builder thing. Whichever is working for you and you want to do it, then the key is if something is not working right for you, don't be afraid to change it.
Change it.
Figure out a different way to do it. And there's nothing wrong with making changes or following different advice. Nothing wrong with that.
How long are you going to leave the cells in the cell builder? 48 hours or?
They'll be the first cells will come out in 2 days, and
Okay.
I'll put those uncapped cells in mating nukes.
And they'll finish it?
They'll finish it.
They'll finish
a 3-frame mating nuke, 3 full-size frames of bees will finish 1 cell.
Okay.
They won't finish 5, but they'll finish 1 cell.
And you're only going to give them 1 cell to finish?
Only going to give them 1 cell to finish.
Okay.
And they become my finisher. But I run out of mating nukes pretty quick. So at that point, I'll let them go ahead and finish the cell. I'll let the starter be the finisher.
Oh.
And I'll take 7. And since I graft on a 7-day schedule, I'll take a 7-day cell and put it in one of those easy peasy cages and make a virgin bank and put them in that virgin bank and let them emerge. And those will be introduced as virgins
Into mating nukes?
into mating nukes. The key to that being successful is your virgins have to be at least 7 days old.
Because then they're going to take flight right away.
They'll take flight almost immediately. The same day you put them in there, unless you put them in dusky dark.
Okay.
The same day you put them in there, they'll take a mating flight. But if they're not 7 days old, that's no guarantee. They may or may not.
Okay.
So you'll leave them in just with some nurse bees that are raised until they're 7 days old?
Yeah, until the cells are 7 days old. Yeah, and the cell will be capped at about 5.5 to 6 days. So the cell has only been capped for about a day when I'm taking them out, and you can handle a cell at any stage. Just be very gentle with it. You can do whatever you want to a cell the first day it's capped and the last day it's capped. In between that, you need to handle it careful. And handling it careful means don't drop it. If you drop it, just say a few words over it and throw it in the fence row. Because I've tried salvaging those that I dropped that looked like there wasn't anything wrong with. And one of them, the first one I did that taught me not to do it anymore, was a beautiful queen that had a crimped up wing. And I could tell that, and she had laid a bunch of eggs in the hive. And I could tell that there's no way she could have taken a mating flight. And sure enough, she was an outright drone layer. So I moved that entire hive into a drone yard, and within about a month, it was kaput because there wasn't nothing but drones coming from it. They had already superseded her, but there wasn't anything to supersede her with because all the eggs were unfertilized. So,
How do you store your virgin queens?
Are you familiar with a queen bank? How you make a queen bank for mated queens?
Yeah.
Same way. At queen right hive in the bottom, queen excluder, 2 or 3 frames of brood, larva, open brood in the top with other frames filling in, and put your frame that has your queens in it, virgins too. Now, something is going to happen that will make you feel like you have done something wrong. If you put 60 virgin queens in a virgin bank, when you come back, there's probably not going to be over 45 or 50 alive. And the bees will have starved the rest of them. Honeybees can sense whether that virgin queen has the prospects of becoming a good queen or not. They can tell whether that queen has more or less ovarioles, is more or less fertile, and the ones that are more fertile, they will feed. The ones that are less, they'll starve.
I did something kind of like I didn't bring no brood frames up, but I took the Facebook and my queen on the bottom, she swarmed.
They were crowded. The bottom felt crowded when you did that. And it happens. I mean, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just that the bees were wanting you to learn something that they thought you needed to know. You know?
Hey,
They
Ken,
read that
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
did you say that you don't introduce a virgin queen until she's 7 days old?
Right.
Been hatched. Or
Yeah, 7 days after she emerges. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you introduce them before that, there's a lot of things that could happen that none of them are good. That they could be killed by the bees because they're not taking a mating flight. They're not doing what they should be doing. They could actually take a mating flight too soon, and the drones not be attracted to them or not be properly mated, or they could just not take one, and eventually the day they choose to take a mating flight is a stormy day and they don't come back.
Yeah.
If you're introducing them on a nice day like today, this would be a good day to introduce virgins. If you introduce them in say 10 o'clock in the morning, they're going to take a flight that day. If they're 7 days old or older, they're going to take a flight that day. The reason I know that is because when I do that, when I go back 2 days later, there's eggs in the hive already. And that's the only way that could have happened, if they took a mating flight the day that I put them in there.
When you put the queen, you say you put the queen bee in there, so you don't put her in a container and let them get her out?
In the bank, in the bank, they're in a container that they can't get into. They're in a closed off container. When I'm introducing a queen, I introduce them in a cage that has candy in the end of it, and I allow the bees to remove the candy.
So I think what I'm trying to get at, you don't ever just put a queen in there.
No. Now, I say that, but there's a big but here. I know some really good beekeepers, really prominent beekeepers, that the only way they ever introduce queens is walking them in.
Oh, yeah.
What they call walking them in. And they'll take those queens, spray them with a little sugar syrup, and put the queen right down here on the bottom board at night, and just let the queen walk in.
It's a direct introduction. Yeah.
Direct introduction, yeah.
But even then, 7 days old.
Well, those are mated queens
Oh, mated.
that they're putting in.
When do you have to get the old queen out?
Oh, they're putting them in queenless hives. Yeah, they're putting them in queenless
So
hives.
at night, that's interesting.
Yeah, at night.
I've done it during the day.
I've introduced queens directly on a frame and just watched how the bees react to her. If they start feeding her, it seems like they've accepted her. Otherwise, I've seen where they start to ball her and I just rescue her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always kind of dicey, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'm not saying I'd recommend that. I'm just saying I've done it.
Thumping the bees off of your queens.
It's tough. I mean, they're stuck on her like glue when they're trying to ball her.
I got caught into a situation years ago where that I had a lot more queens than I had queen cages.
How'd you solve that problem?
McDonald's cups and all sorts of crazy stuff.
That's funny.
Let me shake these bees off in there. But I put them in all sorts of things, and I had about 80 queens in this queen box.
Yeah.
And I had duct tape holding the tops on everything. And I had some bona fide queen cages that did not have a plug in them, so I just put duct tape on them. And I thought, well, that ought to do. I only had to go about 30 miles to get to the yard where I was going to leave them. Open that up all the way. So I get to the yard, and they're in this big blue plastic box that Man Lake used to sell queen carriers. And there's your new home, girls. Have at it. But I open that box up, and it's like a battle royale in there. And they chewed through that duct tape.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it was a fight here and a fight here and a fight here and 4 or 5 all balled up here.
The battle dome.
I spent 30 minutes or
Thunderdome.
more thumping bees off and trying to catch queens before they got stung.
Jeez.
And putting them back in cages, holding my thumb over it until I could pull a frame out of another hive and get a wad of wax and put in there where they couldn't chew it out.
Jeez.
What's your normal timeline on keeping this out for grafting when you're not teaching? In other words, you're just out here doing it.
Normally,
Just as
I
quick as you
would have been
can.
back here 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Right, but I mean,
normally, I pull up here in a truck and I get what I'm going to graft. I make the cell builder, get what I'm going to graft, get in the cab of the truck, and put the frame on the steering wheel and graft.
Okay.
And put it back.
You
So
graft
quickly
on the
as
steering
possible.
wheel.
What's it like, good temp, bad temp, humidity wise to do it or not do it?
It's a little bit windy out here, but bad temp is 95 degrees and up.
So about
It
five-
don't get too cool.
Right.
Larva is not hurt by cool temperatures. In fact, Steve Tabor used to put his grafts in a refrigerator overnight. And
Really?
what that does, it delays the metabolism, slows the metabolism of the larva, gives the bees an extra 1.5 to 2 days to accept that larva to graft. But they're damaged by high temperatures and by desiccation. So you don't want a lot of wind. Low humidity is worse than high humidity. High temperature is worse than low temperatures. Not above 95 degrees. Don't worry about the humidity because in Kentucky you're not going to get that low. I mean, I think our record low humidity is still high.
Yeah.
So,
below freezing temperatures is what causes chilled brood?
chill brood is specific to pupa.
Oh, pupa,
Yeah.
not
Now,
eggs or
pupa-
larvae.
Pupa
Okay,
can be damaged by 85 degrees with no bee coverage.
gotcha.
If you take a frame of pupa out and put it in a nuke box and it's 85 degrees, that pupa will die. There's no bees in there to control the temperature and humidity.
Even though it's capped?
Even though it's capped, that's the most vulnerable stage because the pupa is developing body parts, and
Got it.
developing an exoskeleton,
Yeah.
and it don't have any protection from temperature
Okay.
swings, and
So when you hear bees won't leave brood, they're really not
That's-
wanting to leave the pupa.
No, the larva.
Oh, it is the larva because
Yeah.
they got to feed them so often.
They got to care for the larva.
Okay.
They will stay with larva. They don't always stay with pupa, even though the pupa needs the bees
them.
in there.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, the pupa needs the bees for temperature control. The larva needs the bees for feeding.
To be fed.
Yeah. Which, you know, I can take some comfort in that because I don't care if I'm hot or cold, but feed me. You know?
That's funny.
We're going to take these frames up to the house and see if there's anything to graft. And maybe there will be.
Let's move.